Hello, and welcome to Spirit Among Us. When thinking about spreading God's love with the world and making a difference for His kingdom here, we don't tend to think about our own families. We think about mission trips, or perhaps preaching out in the streets on the sidewalks, or maybe doing things to help the poor and needy, doing outreaches to our community. But for some reason, when we think of sharing God's love and bringing His kingdom here, we don't tend to think of our own families. For this very reason, many Christians can overlook the importance of pouring into their own families. I mean, think about this. We only get one family. You can get new friends, you can always meet new people, but we only get one family. And there's a special closeness that's God-given that comes with family. And God doesn't want us to forsake that, to forget that. One area in particular that God puts on high importance is how we treat our parents. Let's start in Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Now you may be thinking, yeah, this is just a verse for parents to use when their children are misbehaving. Well, it may be a good verse for those situations, but this verse isn't just for kids. The truth is, we've all failed to keep this command at one time or another. The word honor here doesn't just mean that we listen to them while we're children, while we're growing up, that we obey our parents, that we do the chores, that we do whatever they're asking us to. That's not what this is saying. The word honor goes beyond just that. This paints a picture of upholding them, upholding our parents, exalting them, and holding them up in high importance, respecting their wishes just because they are our parents. Now notice how it doesn't say honor your father and your mother unless they disagree with you. See, sometimes disagreements in family can tend to lead to quarrels and lead to issues and lead to division and breaking of the bond that God has given us in our families. But our responsibility as children of our parents, not just while we're children, but also while we're adults, is to honor them, even when we don't share the same opinion. Now, does that mean we have to be slaves to our parents? No, by no means. But we are called to uphold them, to honor them, even when we don't want to. Just like God has given us our families for a reason, God has given us our parents for a reason. He didn't make some mistake by giving us the parents we have. He didn't do it by accident. So now I want to back up and look at more of the family as a whole. God has a real purpose for us when it comes to the family. So I want to look next at 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 5. For if someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he care for God's church? Here's a simple question, right? If someone can't handle his own household, how can he be expected to handle God's church, God's people? If he can't treat his own family with respect, how can he be expected to treat God's people and the church with respect? You see, we are called to care for our family, even the family members we may not favor too much. I mean, I know there are people in my family that I don't get along with too well. Sometimes even when I really try to, I still don't get along very well with them. And sometimes it can be easy to get into a fight or some argument. But God has called us to care for even those people that we don't get along with. We have a very unique opportunity in our families, a unique opportunity to share the love of God, to help bring His kingdom here. We have an opportunity to make a real lasting effect on the members of our families. And God doesn't want us to just overlook that. Rather, He wants us to live focused, with a kingdom perspective, honoring and loving them as Jesus does. So it's not an easy thing to do, especially not an easy thing to do all the time with our family. We don't always get along. We don't always agree, but we only have one family. And there's a special opportunity, a God-given opportunity to share His love with members of our family. So ask God to open your eyes and reveal ways in your life that you can better honor and love your family. And ask for His help in living truly focused with your family. Thank you for watching, and God bless.